They are the Council of the Blerds. Blerd powers unite. Engage.
All right, so Kim, Tani, since you guys are kind of like the virgin watchers of this one, what do you guys think?
I mean, for what it is, I think we're stuck on the original, but I actually liked it. I actually enjoyed it. Especially the fight scenes. I'm not gonna sit there and pretend like the dialogue was 100% on this. It wasn't.
Right.
I think the dialogue could have been a lot better. But yeah, it kept you engaged. Don't get me. This is not something that didn't keep you engaged. You were engaged the entire time. You engaged the entire video, and you know, do I feel like I got a lot in it? Yeah. But it could have probably been a 2-part movie, possibly.
I'll agree with that. Yeah.
No, definitely. I actually, for what it was, I think they did a very good job for the stuff that they had involved with it. I think I needed more detail. I hate to say it this way because I love seeing the what's the word I'm looking for? The alternate side. I would have loved to get a lot more backstory on the other side of the films,
right?
As well as good guy, bad guy. I need to see both. It seems like a lot of people came out of nowhere. A lot of relationships came out of nowhere. And if you're not in Mortal Kombat, if you don't follow Mortal Kombat, you don't understand where those enemies and where those lines are drawn, how the connections are drawn between people. So it'd be nice to see that. So they could have done a lot of stuff better. They could have done it, like I said, a 2-part movie wouldn't have hurt us, because if you gave us that and you ended it with a good fight scene at the end, or we would have been drawn into the next one. Like, okay, let me figure this out. So I need to go see where Sub-Zero is going to die.
Right.
But yeah, I think we needed a lot more backstory on this, and I think we needed a lot more interaction. But overall, I'm like, as a watcher, I'd probably watch it again just to see if there's anything I missed as far as any like points or anything like that. But
yeah,
it made me want to play the game.
If it was on TV.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
If it was on TV, I'd watch it again.
Yeah.
It's not like something I would go out of my way to do. No.
We'll do a gameplay one day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But like to your point, Kim, yeah, like I said the same exact thing. Like, I was caught in between, like, I could probably watch this again, which I just did, or I don't think I need to watch it again. It's really one of those movies. Like I said in my review, it's not bad. The movie's not bad. It's just there's like you said, there's like a lot of pieces that are missing.
No, it wasn't bad at all.
Exactly. There's just a lot of pieces that were missing. Just a lot of continuity pieces.
Yeah. And I think if they gave us that in the first movie and they gave us the full-on battle scenes in the second movie, I think they would have had literally, it would have been bank at that point. Like, because at that point, you would have had all the stuff that's going on right now with the parallelogram that's out there right now that's happening. People would be in the theaters at that point.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about watching this on HBO or anything like that. They would release it back into the theaters.
Right.
So they would have made bank on that second movie if they did it that way.
Yeah.
In my opinion. But, I don't run studios.
Right. Tani?
It wasn't terrible. I agree with you guys. I do feel like they should have did a little bit more backstory. I feel like the reason why some franchises are more successful than others is because they treat the movie like the audience had never seen the source material. Period.
Yes, exactly.
Never played, never read, whatever the source material is. They treat the movies as if a whole new audience is watching.
Right.
Exactly.
Where this definitely plays on people who are already fans of the game. I've never played games in story mode. I hate story mode. I just want to fight people. So, I mean, of course, there are bits and pieces. I know, I know certain relationships. I know certain stories, but since I don't play in story mode, I don't know everything.
Right.
Which is completely understandable, and a lot of people that are watching now have not played the original Mortal Kombat.
Right.
They've not touched it, and have probably never seen anybody or watched somebody play the game, if that. So, it would have been nice to get some backstory, but I think even as a person who has played, you still want to get some backstory.
Yeah.
It's like, I guess it kind of feels right. It feels like you're doing justice to everybody if you do it that way.
Yeah.
But that's just my opinion on the matter. I'm just going to shut up now because I had a question. I'm just going to try to remember what my question was because I don't remember what it is now because too much happened between there and my question.
All right, so what we'll do, we'll go through all the things we liked, we'll go all the things we didn't like, and some of the things that we could either take or leave, and we'll probably conclude with what we hope to see in the next movie because they obviously set it up for a sequel.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned earlier, Joel Taslim, who played Sub-Zero, said he signed on for 4 movies, so it looks like we got 3 more movies coming if the movie does well, and then like even you guys watching on Twitch, like you could jump in on the conversation to what you liked, what you didn't like, what you can either take or leave or fix, and what you think is going to happen in the next movie.
Okay, well, hey, don't let anybody talk at once.
So
I mean, I've already said what I don't like and what I liked at this point, so it's like I've kind of outline what it is because, like I said, the fight scenes were amazing, and whoever their choreographer is needs a round of applause all the way around because it wasn't a moment in the fight scenes that I wasn't like completely shocked and amazed, and they did the fatalities very well, in my opinion. So they did them justice.
So very quickly, I'm just going to run through. I kind of talked about it in my review that I did for my channel, but just to run through the things that I like. The opening scene was fantastic. The opening scene and the final fight were probably the highlights of the movie, in my opinion. Like anything with Scorpion and Sub-Zero in it is always a win. So I enjoyed that a great deal. Like, speaking of which, I enjoyed Sub-Zero. I enjoyed the fact that they turned him into this like supernatural killer. Because you got to remember, he's a ninja with ice powers. In reality, that's really freaking scary. I mean, we're used to it because we play him in the game, but in real life, that'd be scary to deal with. You don't know what to do, how to handle a situation
he
like
just pops up out of nowhere, like, hey, what's up?
Exactly. I thought, like we talked about, I thought the music was fitting for the movie.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's not like the hype music we got from like the first movie, but it didn't need to be. I think it fit for the most part. Like, every character didn't need to have a theme song because characters don't have theme songs in Mortal Kombat. So I thought, the music I think fit fairly well. The fight scenes again, I thought the fight scenes was great. I mean, if anything, they probably could have been edited a little bit better. I think like
that was a common complaint about the fight scenes, that the editing was wasn't really on par, kind of choppy.
Like it was choppy from like you jumping from one fight to another where you can't keep up. But you can keep up, but it's just okay, you're into this fight, and it's like, wait, okay, I'm into this other fight. Okay. So
I mean, I don't know. I didn't mind it because, again, I'm just like that though. But that's the ADD in me that's kicking in, because it was. I guess it was keeping me on my toes, the better way to put it. So I guess it could be seen from a different point of view if you're just not looking for it just to be like a bad thing or anything like that, If you just watch the movie to watch the movie.
Right.
I'm
Kano.
not watching to be critical. Maybe.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. And I think that's what a lot of people did. I think they were watching it from a critical eye as opposed to just watching it from just like it's a video game movie. Like, come on, people.
Just enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you could. Sometimes I sit there and I was like, am I really allowing years and years of watching and reading other people tear movies apart to like seep into my brain? Because I was literally finding myself unconsciously trying to find something that was bad about it, and I really couldn't. I really could not.
I did the same thing too. Like, I found myself perfectly trying to find things wrong with it, like after the opening scene. But like, again, I really only have a few gripes, and those are just from like a narrative standpoint, honestly.
Yeah.
Kano stole the show.
Right.
Kano was brilliant.
Kano stole the show.
Brilliant.
He was hilarious.
And Kano did exactly what we expected Kano to do.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that was I think one of the biggest worries. I don't know, Harold and Davion, we were talking about that. We were basically we were worried about if Kano was going to stay on the good side or if he was going to switch sides. And that was the biggest thing we were worried about. It's like, he's not going to be a good guy.
Kano's Kano.
Kano's
Kano. All day.
I'll keep talking until I rip your heart out, okay, Don?
I think
watching him get taken out, even better.
Yeah.
But he did a very good job. He made himself hateable.
Yes.
Yeah.
All the way through. It was a lovable hate though. It's not like you hated him because he was funny.
Right.
He was smart.
I didn't want to say it that way, but yeah.
Because it was this.
Who would have thought that Cabal actually spoke like that?
Like, because like if you went back to MK9 and then even MK11, that's kind of the voice they gave him, like a New York type of accent and stuff, where he kind of sounds like Joe Pesci a little bit.
Yeah, I guess I didn't play that game because I don't remember him.
Sorry, but because he was in Mortal Kombat 9, he was a cop.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But I'd say like overall, as far as the casting is concerned, I'd say the casting was about maybe 90% on point. 90%.
Yeah.
I'm always a proponent.
Who was your one person? You said because of 90%.
Actually, it's two. It's two people. It's Shang Tsung and Raiden. Honestly, like more Shang Tsung than Raiden though, because like maybe it's because I'm spoiled from Kerry Tagawa, who plays Shang Tsung in the '95 movie and played Shang Tsung in Mortal Kombat 11. I guess I'm kind of spoiled in like he brought like so much personality to the character.
Right.
This one, and I know this is kind of one of the cons of the movies. Like, I kind of felt like he was written, and again, I'm a proponent of like not blaming the actor, more so blaming what's written. And I'm pretty sure if Shang Tsung was written differently, and this is nothing against Chin Han, because I know Chin Han's a pretty good actor. I think he would have delivered it a little bit better, but I think the way both Shang Tsung and Raiden, the way they were written, it was like,
A lot of the writing was like, and I think I commented on, I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. This is not in the script, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's a lot of the writing was very like, I wrote it. Type of writing, like,
Raiden and Shang were kind of stiff. That's there you go.
One of the issues I know I talked to somebody about was how Raiden talked to people. And compared to the way he talked to people in Mortal Kombat in the game. They said in this version, they felt as though he was too, I'm going to say, asshole-y.
I mean,
compared to the movie, he wasn't really an asshole. He was more, I'm more protecting my people. Don't hurt my people. This one was like basically, you're horrible.
Like the way I see
he had a reason.
Yeah.
Like I understood the reason.
He had a reason, so it was like he knew.
Like, but I'll say like if they ever go the Dark Raiden path in the future movies, I don't see him playing a Dark Raiden. Or, I don't see him playing a Dark Raiden. I don't see that happening. But Shang Tsung, I definitely felt he could have been
much sinister.
Shang Tsung's a character that always has ulterior motives. So it's like,
So maybe that's the way they were trying to play him in that particular sense. But again, it's like you said, it's just the way he was written.
That's
the way he was written.
Again, other than I thought the casting was great. I loved Ludi Lin as Liu Kang. Josh Lawson as Kung Lao. I thought Sonya was great.
Yeah.
Sonya was actually wonderful.
Sonya was good.
Sissy Stringer as Melina.
What?
If they and I am hoping they bring Melina back. Like, I just hope Sissy Stringer just comes back. Like, because she's a clone after all, so they can easily just make that thing happen.
Right.
Joe Taslim as Sub-Zero, fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hiroyuki Sanada as Scorpion was great. I just wish they had used more of him.
Yes.
I mean, like somebody else said it in the comments, and, you know, I felt like with that fight scene, I felt like you missed something in that fight scene.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I felt like in that fight scene in particular, like even though it was a lot, I still needed more from that fight scene. And I don't know what I was expecting, but I was expecting a lot more from it.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know where it is. And I may feel the same. I may be the only person who feels that way because it was probably the longest fight scene out of the whole movie. At that
It really was. It really was.
But I felt like I didn't get enough.
Yeah, I could see that because, you know, Sub-Zero's moveset and Scorpion's moveset is pretty vast, and we didn't get a lot of that. And we probably could have used a little bit more of that. I thought the costuming was great. Especially
and I preferred the darker costumes too. By the way, like even though you wanted more color, I preferred that darker look.
Especially Kung Lao's outfit. I've been waiting for Kung Lao to show up in a movie forever, and what we got with Kung Lao was fantastic. It was spot on. I just didn't like the fact that they killed him in the first movie. I didn't like that at all. Like that's literally the one character I've been waiting to see in a movie, and you kill him in the first movie. Like
somebody had to be the sacrificial lamb for the good guy.
So who would you have preferred to die minus Cole? Because it had Cole couldn't have died in order for this movie to work. So who else would you have preferred to die?
Honestly speaking, maybe none of the heroes. Maybe a villain does so bad that Shang Tsung takes his soul. That I could have seen.
Then you know what? It could have been Kano, and I would have been like,
I would have been okay with that. That would have been fine with me.
Like Kano did a fair
or even Cabal. Maybe he kills Cabal. Even though I love Cabal. Cabal is like one of my favorite characters, but like, you know, Kano. Actually, you know what? Kano would have been fine. I would have been okay with that. So like, if he had just taken, if he was like, I shouldn't have like trusted you, take his soul, that'd have been that. I'd have been okay with that. The R rating was definitely a plus. It was definitely needed.
Yeah.
You know, it was definitely needed. And again, one of the other things, I liked Cabal. I think I liked him a lot. Like, again, for a character who's appearing the first time in movies, I thought they did him fairly well.
Yeah.
And let's talk about the Easter eggs. There were a lot of Easter eggs.
But before we get into that, let's let everybody else share what they liked about the movie.
Well, I think it's just Harold.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll tell you what. Come back to me.
Really?
All right, before we get to Easter eggs, let's talk about some of the things we didn't like about the movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. There were certain things I didn't understand, like the Century situation where you had Scorpion and Sub-Zero, and Sub-Zero never aged when he went to our world. I needed that kind of explained. The part of when he basically gets Kalai and sucks his soul, isn't he supposed to either submit or be defeated in order for his soul to be taken away?
Well,
right.
According to movies and any live action iteration I've seen of Shang Tsung, it's never been that case. He'll just steal your soul just to steal your soul. That's kind of what he does.
Okay, so that was clear.
Yeah.
What else? Of course, Kano. Of course, where's the metal plate for the eye?
Yeah.
I felt.
Yeah.
You know, that was like, what the heck is going on? Like, we know him for the metal plate.
Right.
A lot of stuff did have to fall under.
Well, I think Kano's because that probably was just too quick of a transition. That had to do a lot more, so they didn't have enough to do that part of that backstory in order to give him that plate. Because you got to think the transition from him switching sides was fairly short.
Yeah.
So
but not unexpected.
Yeah, it was. So they probably didn't have enough time to manufacture anything or do anything in order for that to happen. But if they're talking about bringing anybody back in the next movie, exploring that possibility, that might be something that may be there. Maybe we'll see.
Yeah.
Real quick, just reading some of the comments. Josh says she liked Kano. She didn't like Hulk Goro. I was okay with Goro. I was kind of. I think the one thing I will say was Goro was wasted in this movie. That's what I'll say. He was wasted.
And again, out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Just straight out of nowhere. I didn't look at his face. I couldn't look at his face, to be honest with you. I had a hard time looking at his face for some reason. I don't know if that was just the way they animated it. Yeah, it was just weird. It was not working for me. But it's like the fight scene was kind of weird in that particular sense too.
Yeah.
Like you're using two arms, which have four.
Yeah, we could have did without that.
Yeah, it was a whole mess. And I get the reasoning why they did it, but they could have used somebody else for that. They could have used somebody of more use, not like. And then they made him like a complete utter idiot. I hate to say it that way.
Like if you're gonna bring Goro in, let somebody more prominent fight him. Like that would have been a good fight for Kung Lao to have.
Yeah.
If we're gonna be honest. Like
get revenge for his.
Yeah. Like let Cole fight the vampire. Like let him fight Nataro. That would have been okay.
Even though that was actually a really cool kill.
Yeah.
That was actually really cool.
Like they really gave Kung Lao the best stuff, but they took him out too early. That's why I'm really upset about that. Like they gave him the best things to do, but they took him out too early. Like
threat. He was a triple threat.
He's OP.
Yeah.
That's the reason why he was OP. So he had to go out first.
Josh said she liked the Liu Kang eye candy. That's pretty unanimous across the board. A lot of people loved Ludi Lin as Liu Kang. The force field graphics, I didn't dig that either.
It was kind of weird. Yeah, it was kind of weird. But I kind of overlooked it, to be honest with you. I'm like, okay, this is the one thing I could just overlook just to get through the storyline.
Reiko.
That was a waste of him also. That was a waste of him. Actually, the actor who played Reiko, he should have played Shao Kahn, if I'm going to be honest.
Yes.
Like,
that would have made sense.
That would have made no sense.
I'm looking at this guy, I'm like, yo, Reiko's really, like you said, a ninja.
So, like, I don't know what that was a waste of a character. I don't know why they just threw him in there, but. And he didn't even talk. He just yelled like that. I think that's the other thing I didn't like. I didn't like that some characters just didn't have any lines. Nitara can talk.
Yeah.
Reiko can talk.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so I don't know. Joker Asylum said he said that the fight scenes were too short for me. Like he thought they were good, but they were too short. Like,
I'm on the same boat. Like it left you lacking for more a lot of times, and I know they were pressed for time for the movie. Then you could tell they were pressed for time with that. But it was like you were left kind of wanting more out of a lot of the fight scenes, and the ones that they did elaborate on, you're just like, why?
Yeah.
So it's a hit or miss.
Yeah.
Joker Asylum said I hated Raiden and Scorpion's voice. I didn't mind Scorpion's voice. I kind of wish he spoke English though, but I was okay. I was okay with that. Raiden, like I said, I have my gripes with Raiden, but I don't know. And then and Shang Tsung's voice, the voice effect I liked with him was cool. I just wish he had a lot more personality.
Yeah. He was. I wasn't. I wasn't like with Carrie's Shang Tsung. I would be afraid of him if I actually saw him. If I just happen to be walking home at night or something like that, and he just happens to be standing there and saying that you have been chosen for Mortal Kombat. I would be scared out my ass. This guy, I'm like, where's the intimidation? Where's the fear? I mean, the only thing that really messed me up was the whole soul sucking thing. That was kind of brutal to watch. But I'm not. This Shang Tsung didn't really make me, fear.
Like Carrie.
Yeah.
My thought is like he's scary, but I kind of want to hang out with him.
Yeah.
Like I kind of want to join him. Like he's kind of like that. I mean, I know he could kill me, he could take my soul, but I still kind of want to hang out with him.
Carrie's a brother.
Yeah.
Carrie's a total brother, man.
Josh said that she liked the movie overall. Nice, fun thing to watch. If it were playing in the background, I know I'd pause to watch certain scenes. It's like that, yeah. So like, it's like literally one of those movies. Like you can like fast forward through some aspects just to watch certain scenes. It's like that,
But there's going to be people who are going to watch it 20 million hours because it's enjoyable to. Because again, it's for the people that don't have any idea or they just love seeing violence in the movies and they don't care about storylines. They're going to watch it 20 million times, and it's not going to matter to them. So it's kind of like you have so much of a wide range of audience watching this movie, and it's so many complaints and likes coming from all over the place at this point. So much to critique about it.
Like I'd say, there's a couple things that I had that I didn't like. The markings like the dragon tattoo things. I'm like, it's a cool concept. It's a pretty decent concept. Like if you have the marking, you're chosen to fight. But like, I guess I'm more of a traditionalist. I'm more along the lines like if you got an invitation to Mortal Kombat, that was it.
Yeah.
Like that. Like
I like the marking idea actually, because remember like Cole was born with it, like and the other ones weren't. It was magically just appeared. So it was like one of those things. It's like I tend to actually prefer it that way.
That's why I kick myself and I go, okay, Harold, you hated that idea, that stupid tattoo idea in Annihilation. Why is this one kind of cool, kind of okay? I accept this one. I accept the tattoo situation with this movie.
I feel like this one was more thought out. Like in Annihilation, that was just tacked on for nothing. But like I said, I don't necessarily like it, but I can go with it as far as a narrative function. Right. Like I can go with like certain people having the mark and being chosen to like compete in it. Like it's still like the invitation, but it's almost like a birthright. Like I guess the only problem I have with it is like if you kill someone that has it, you get it.
Automatically get it. Yeah.
So it's just like.
I mean, that becomes at that point. If you kill somebody who has it, I mean, have you earned it at that point?
Right.
Because you consider it as the chosen one now.
So like that's why I can kind of let it go. I thought Reptile was cool, but I still think I would have preferred him having like a more humanoid form.
Yeah, it's more so you almost didn't know who he was.
Right.
Yeah. You kind of were like you're confused and you're like, wait a second, is that who what? So it took a minute. It literally took a minute for me to realize who Reptile was.
Like here's the thing, I was told that wasn't Reptile though.
Really?
By who?
That was just
like a monster.
No, that like I said before, that is the Reptile. Reptile's actual name is Sizoth. Like in the actual, that's his actual name. So that was Reptile.
Oh.
I think the way they used him in Mortal Kombat 95 was way better. It was actually way better, but like I think I just would have preferred him to have a more humanoid form. I guess I'm so used to Ninja Reptile that, but not even that, because even in Mortal Kombat X, he looks more like a lizard. But like if they had used him that form, I would have been okay with it.
Yeah.
I thought the pacing was all over the place. I think that's one of the things that really. I think that's one of the things that really messed it up, because it started off real strong, and then like for like maybe the remainder of Act 1 and then to like majority of Act 2, it just like slowed down. And then like the third act like just got rushed. They like rushed the third act. I didn't like that.
And that's where I felt I was like, okay, like I'm missing something. But like I said, this is more so like I said, the dialogue, that whole half script dialogue that they were putting in there, and then a fight scene, and then half script dialogue that makes no sense as to why you would do this, because in real life you would not do this.
Right.
These moments are like, they're kind of weird. So no, it's not perfect.
Right. Yeah.
Let's agree to disagree. I mean, that's, as far as this is concerned, it's not perfect. We all understand it's not perfect, but it doesn't stop it from being a good movie.
Yeah, it's not horrible.
It's not a rewatchable movie. It's
Yeah.
It's like, am I gonna watch the Snyder Cut again? Yeah. Am I gonna watch this?
Right.
Not.
Like like just jumping into the comments. Joker Silent said, "I wonder, is the new Sub-Zero going to be his son or his long lost brother?" I'm gonna assume, if they keep in with continuity of the story, that Sub-Zero's younger brother is gonna come in.
Yeah.
Kuai Liang. That just kind of makes the most sense. He also said, "I hated how the marking gave them their powers, but I like the concept." I was kind of like the whole marking and the Arcana thing. I think I like the Arcana thing more than the marking thing. I think the Arcana thing, I don't like that. It's almost like a Super Saiyan type of thing. Like, if you have it, like only certain people with a marking can have an Arcana.
I don't think he was saying more so that. I'm thinking that you're not worthy of finding your Arcana if you don't have the marking. Is more so what it was. So there's possibility that as a human being that you do have the possibility, you do have it. You're just not able to find it because they're not going to teach you how to do it.
Because look at like Sonya. She didn't have a mark, but the moment she showed up, she took Melina out with her Arcana. But the only reason why I think I like it, because it kind of explains why certain characters have certain abilities. Like Liu Kang has his fire. I'm gonna assume Kung Lao has the teleport thing and control over his hat. Kano has the laser eye, even though I let it slide for this movie, but Kano's laser eye comes from cybernetics in the original story.
Right.
And even with Jax, his arms and stuff, I'm like,
Transformers,
right.
robots.
And that's but I think my biggest gripes were just certain backstories and just the pacing.
It would have been nice to have, especially when you're talking about, your enemy. Like, you want to know your enemy. We know, like I said, a lot of people know your enemies in a lot of regular, DC Marvel movies. But you don't know your enemy necessarily in this movie. And it would have been nice to see, who your enemy is and who the people on the other side were. And if you're, how they exist, how they came to be.
Yeah.
Even seeing some of their training would have been nice, because they said they were highly trained. They were better trained. So how are they better trained than everybody else? That would have been nice to know that,
Yeah.
Raiden could have just gave everybody a backstory of Outworld.
Right. Right.
Yeah, exactly. Something.
That actually would have been a good thing for Raiden to explain.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you're gonna have a lot of exposition, use it correctly. Because it was a lot of exposition that I can't even say wasn't even necessary. Didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Joker Silent said that Reptile looked like Godzilla. He really kind of did. He really kind of did. I ain't gonna lie. I thought Godzilla the first time I watched. I was like, so Godzilla is in Mortal Kombat now. That's what we're doing. Okay, all right. John said, I like how they're already fighting them one-on-one and couldn't win, but since Raiden put them in somewhere else, they could beat them. I was kind of okay with that.
Yeah.
But I think I would have been more okay with it if it was like a tournament setting. That's what I would have been okay with it.
Yeah.
But that's I'm kind of glad that they didn't do it because at that moment they basically are saying that they're not fighting by the rules.
Right.
So they're not following the rules at this point. So it's no longer tournament styles.
Yeah.
So I think even with these next movies, it's not going to be a tournament anymore. It's not going to be.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Yes, it's probably going to be. That's probably going to be what the tournament looks like now.
Yeah.
It's basically, champion against champions fighting against each other, and them trying to straighten out what's wrong with, keeping the world safe, pretty much.
Yeah. Like, what about you guys? What other gripes did you guys have with the movie?
I was going to say Davian had something to say to what I was going to say.
Yeah, because I was agreeing with her on the fact that I really think what's going to happen is we have this interference moment where in the movie it's not a tournament, it's just assassination type thing.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just assassinate. And then I'm thinking for the second sequel, once it comes out, since he mentioned it in the movie, Shang Tsung, I'm bringing an army. That's annihilation.
Yeah.
And then the third one would be like a tournament.
Yeah. So we're probably going to have to deal, for people that are used to seeing it in tournament style, we're no longer probably going to see it in tournament style for a while before we actually get to like
the third one.
Yeah, basically.
I mean, after MK9, there's no real tournament after that anyway. So you got a point. MKX wasn't a tournament. It was just really an all-out war, kind of.
Right.
And even MK11, that was pretty much an all-out war too. So yeah, you got a point. Okay, so what are some of the things that you would? What are some of the things that you would rework for this movie to make it better?
Dialogue.
Yeah.
Pace.
Definitely.
I agree.
I would have taken absolutely. I would have taken I mean, and this is just me, and I actually took a cue from you, or either that we just basically just had kind of the same idea. Well, if we were to do a Mortal Kombat film series, we would make it a lot more character development driven, and have like maybe like one film center around about Hanzo versus the Lin Kuei.
Right.
Have another film that had Jax and Sonya. Have another film, with surrounding Liu Kang, Kung Lao, and just bring these films together, make them nice, well written, well thought out films, not rushed, and make like an entire epic universe. And then maybe by the fourth film, have the Mortal Kombat.
Like,
bring it together. Bring it all together, real nice.
Yeah, I think their problem with I think they were thinking about their audience in detail with this, and I think they thought that if they did something too in depth, that they're going to lose a lot of their audience because people don't follow. And it kind of felt like what Superman felt like to me. When the Superman movie came out, it was all jumbled into one, and it should have been a couple of movies because I'm not a Superman fan, so I need some backstory. That's what I felt like for this. So basically, I don't think having 4 movies with backstories would have been too much. But I think probably maybe 2 with backstories would have been a good movie to kind of ease out the pain. Because they didn't have to do a lot. It was like you're saying, there's small things they could have did to make the backstories, a little bit easier, a little bit, more streamlined. Like they had, how much time did we watch them walking in the desert?
Yeah, that could have definitely been cut short. That could have been cut short.
Yeah.
No.
From what
that could have.
Yeah.
That could have been time they could have cut to the other side while they're walking in the desert to figure out what they're doing. To figure out what's going on with them when they were fighting their champions. What's the backstory on them? Get something.
Right.
Like I said,
there's a lot of dead airs, a lot of dead stuff that we could have gotten rid of.
What was I getting ready to say? Because damn, I forgot what I was getting ready to say. But
we're getting up there. We do that, right?
But But like even thinking about that, because you know the entire Mortal Kombat mythos literally lends it to be like a universe, like whether it's a cinematic universe or a TV universe. I think that's why I liked Mortal Kombat Legacy a lot, because that's kind of the direction that you should probably go. Like, even though each episode was like real short, it like tackles certain points in the Mortal Kombat story. Like, you had a episode with Jack, Sonya, and Kano. You had an episode with Scorpion and Sub-Zero. You had an episode with Johnny Cage and stuff. Like, and Harold, I think you're talking about the idea that I was proposing about like the Mortal Kombat cinematic universe. Whereas like we have a movie that tackles like certain characters and it builds up to like the Mortal Kombat movie. Like they could do that, and I think that's what they're trying to do. But this one just felt like they were trying to throw too many eggs in one basket, and the basket was like starting to fall apart or something like that. And like, or it didn't have the right padding, because the pacing of this movie was really, really off. It's really, really off. I mean, it's not off to the point that it takes you out of it, but like, because the runtime is short. Like, if this were like a 2-hour plus movie, then it would have been horrible. So like, having it as an hour and 50, you kind of don't really feel it, but you see that it's there.
Yeah, you notice yourself kind of like, there were times where I was looking down at my phone because I was not paying attention to dialogue.
Yeah.
I'm like, because the dialogue was like irrelevant to me at that point. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm like, but as soon as something came up that piqued my interest, I went back up to the screen. But it was a lot of that time where you were basically in your phone. So
yeah.
And I know all movies had it, so it's like,
I mean,
yeah.
I did hear that. Yeah.
Sorry, I was gonna say maybe there's a Snyder cut of this one. A Snyder type cut of this movie.
It's funny. It's funny that you mentioned that, because I was just getting ready to say that I did hear that there was a lot left on the cutting room floor for this movie. Cole, the guy who plays Cole Young, said that there was a lot cut, and I think it was like a lot more fight scenes, either more fight scenes or just like longer fights. That was a cut from the movie. So more than likely we'll get like or at least I'm hoping for a director's extended edition of this movie. Unrated and stuff. Just going back to the comments. Josh said that the tournament will just be sniper attacks, probably. Like at this point. Joker Solemn asks, who do you think is going to play Johnny Cage?
I'm not sure, to be honest with you. Oh, yeah. I can't.
I have a couple of people that I'm going to throw out there. One rumor did circulate, which I'm like, he can pull it off, but the thing about it is he had to get a lot of martial art experience, which I'm kind of questioning. Is the WWE wrestler The Miz?
Honestly, I can see that happening. I think he could definitely pull off the actor side of it. I have not watched any of his movies, like the Marine movies. I haven't watched them, so I don't know how he does in those.
I'm going to say this much about the last one that he did. It was really good, to the point where you actually broke down when they ended it. So some of his Marine movies are good, but the last one was really good.
Okay.
The other person they did say was Scott Adkins.
I wouldn't want him as Johnny Cage, because he's too good for that. In my eyes, he's too good to be playing Johnny Cage.
Third person I heard somebody mention, they was hoping maybe Ryan Reynolds.
No. Absolutely not. No.
Absolutely.
And I love Ryan Reynolds. But no. Absolutely not.
No, absolutely not. Nope. Poor thing.
And one more person I'm going to say, and that's it. Chris Pratt.
No.
And you know what's funny? Because a lot of people tend to pick him to play Johnny Cage, but I'm like, no, not him. Like, honestly speaking, I wouldn't mind if they brought Casper Van Dien as Johnny Cage. He played Johnny Cage in the Mortal Kombat Legacy series. I wouldn't mind that. I think that would be pretty good for him. But as of right now, I can't really see. I really couldn't say who could play Johnny Cage. I'd have to get back to you on that.
I say the Miz, but
isn't he like 60?
Who?
Casper Van Dien, is he like 60
Probably.
years old?
Yeah, he's up. He's getting up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say the Miz.
Yeah,
Because...
I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say the Miz for right now, definitely.
But Jazz mentioned John Cena.
Man,
hell no.
Look, man. No, John Cena. No. First of all, we can't even see him, so there's that. But he too big to be playing. He's too big to be playing Johnny Cage, though. He way too big. And he's starting to look like Ernest right now. Like he's really starting to look like Ernest P. Worrell right now. It's crazy.
But yeah, as of right now, I'll say the Miz.
I know he's old, but I mean, we could bring the old one back, the Dynasty.
I dig that. Honestly, I kind of dig that. I think I would dig that a lot, actually, if he came back to do it. So.
Oh, the original Johnny Cage from the movie.
Yeah. I dig that, but I don't know. I might have to make this an Instagram post. What happened?
He's 60.
You can still do it.
Yeah,
maybe.
I'm knocking it.
Yeah, get to a certain point, you don't move as quickly as you used to back in the day.
Well, we're feeling that.
He looks the same. Of course, he's grayed a bit, but that's why hair dye exists.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, he looks the same to me.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to really sit and think about who could play Johnny Cage aside from the Miz, because I really think the Miz could definitely do it. I saw somebody mention John Morrison earlier.
He would have to cut his hair.
Yeah, he would have to cut his hair. I wouldn't be adverse to that, honestly, but I don't know. So I guess the last question would be, what do you want to see in the What do you want to see in the sequel?
Katana, definitely.
Yeah, definitely Katana.
I think we're all at this point like we kind of want to see Katana at this point.
Yeah.
I agree with y'all with Katana, but I'm going to say this too. Cyberlink Way.
I don't think we're ready yet.
No.
Not in the sequel. I don't think we're ready yet. And the only reason why I say that is because we haven't seen the Lin Kuei yet.
Mm-hmm. True.
That's my thinking. Like, we haven't seen them yet. Like, we haven't seen the Lin Kuei or the Shira Ryu. So, like,
well, the Shira Ryu is just destroyed. So it's like
yeah, that's true. But we haven't seen any other remnants of the Lin Kuei. We still got to see the new Sub-Zero. We still got to see Smoke, Sector, and Cyrex.
Striker. I totally forgot.
Yeah, I guess.
His response.
Treating Striker like he's a leftover meat.
Like, don't get me wrong. Striker was cool at MK9, but after that, it's like, nobody really cares for him.
Did anybody really even play Mortal Kombat as Striker?
No.
I did a few times, but that was only just to get the ladder ending. That was it. But
that's all you ever played with before, was just to get that ending.
Johnny Cage Stunt Double.
But like, and I hope Sissy Stringer plays Katana also.
Yeah,
that's what I hope too.
Yeah, she has no choice at that point.
Yeah. Maybe Jade. I think I'd be willing to see Jade.
Yeah, I'd be willing to see Jade. That'd be cool.
The Black Dragons.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd definitely like to see more of them. Yeah, definitely more of them. Definitely the Black Dragon. Kintaro.
Simavato do his Shaolin long fist.
Joker Asylum asking what happened to Scorpion's daughter. She's clearly dead.
She's probably old, because remember he's orphan. He was orphaned, so
she aged out.
So you gotta figure, like, what, the first scene took place in the 1600s, and we're in the 2000s.
Yeah. So I think that was the other question I had, because I was in that same mindset. I'm like, so did they just kill off every single person that was above him, because he was orphaned up until he was found? or until he was adopted or whatever the case may be.
That's kind of why I kind of have an issue. Well, then again, no, they did mention in the movie that he was born with that. So
yeah, he was born, so he had to be born to somebody.
So I'm gonna
have the lineage.
Like I'm gonna assume that like maybe it was just passed down from the person who gave birth to him. Like I mean, I see what you're saying. So this is why backstory is important. Because
now that you're mentioning it, that was my question. I was sitting there, I was like, okay, so he's like, yeah, I'm sucking on an orphan. I'm listening. She said her, and I'm like, wait, her. Yeah.
Right.
I'm like, it took me a minute to click, and I'm like, so what happened to everybody else? Like he ended up orphan.
Oh, you're talking about, okay, I see what you're on. Like the baby, the daughter, and then she must have had a generation of people, like grandkids or whatever.
Yeah.
Because you got to figure how long did Raiden keep her hidden?
Exactly.
So like,
I'm like, and
there's a lot of questions to be answered.
Have a lineage of family that they don't know about with this mark, and that this is continuously passed on generationally, and he's orphaned, and they don't know about him.
So yeah, now that you mention it, I'm surprised Raiden didn't go see him. Thinking about it now, like why wouldn't Raiden go see him if he obviously knew about him? So why didn't he go see him?
Maybe because it wasn't time.
But I don't know. It's like that was the only thing about that storyline I got. When they got to that point, I was just sitting there and he's like, nah, I put two and two together. I'm like, orphan. Wait, what? So it's like making me wonder. Okay, so did Sub-Zero kill off his parents too?
Right.
Knowing that there was a lineage?
Because as far as we
how
know,
he have known? Because as far as he know, they were all dead.
Exactly the point. Like as far as he knew, killing Scorpion was it. Because like when Raiden told Sub-Zero that like there was another person from the Hasashi family still alive, Sub-Zero was like, I thought I killed you all. Like wait a minute. So like yeah, there's a lot they gotta explain with that one. So maybe in the sequel we can explore Cole's backstory at least, because I'll be honest with you, I didn't really care for Cole.
A lot of people did.
I didn't care.
You heard me every time. I'm like, why is he not doing this? Why is he not doing that? Why is he so sappy? Why is he so sad?
Like his ability is kind of whack, you know. I mean, the whole body armor thing, you know, whatever. But yeah, it's kind of whack. But I mean, I've heard people say they didn't like the character, but they didn't like the actor. I'm like, I think Louis Tan was fine.
Yeah.
Like
it was just the character.
Yeah, it's just the character that was written horribly wrong. They just shoehorned him in.
He was not likable at all.
You know, so I was like, yeah, I could have done without him. And that's why I feel like if any character is going to be like the audience view of what's happening, you probably could have put Johnny Cage in as one. Or if you're not going to put Johnny Cage in, make it Sonya, the person who doesn't have a mark, who's trying to figure all this out. You could have made it her. She could have been now like our point person for the movie.
But then here's the issue with that. If you make it Sonya, then they're gonna throw like, "Oh, you're trying to make it a feminist film."
Well, they can say, like, look, they're gonna say that regardless anyway, so it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
Like, what are you gonna do?
Like I said, there's always gonna be people who are gonna find something that can. If you're just watching the movie to be overly critical about it, then you're always gonna not enjoy the movie.
Exactly the point.
Right.
Exactly the point. Yes, that's exactly the point. But I don't know. Like, I guess I mean, there's a lot of characters. I mean, there's a buttload of characters in the Mortal Kombat mythology, so there's a lot they can throw in there. But definitely Katana. We need Katana now. And you saw her fan in a daggone temple.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Katana, Jade. I would say the Lin Kuei, not so much the Cyber Lin Kuei, but definitely the Lin Kuei. Sector Cyrax, Smoke, and Kuai Liang Sub-Zero. Maybe Kenshi. I'm pretty sure they're gonna throw Kenshi in there. I just feel like that's gonna be a thing. Shao Kahn. Shao Kahn has to show up.
Yeah, he has to.
Yeah.
Who's gonna play
has
Shao
to.
See, no.
Why are we talking intellectual questions at this late night?
Like, I did an entire fan casting for this movie like years ago. Like it's up on, I think it's up on my Instagram, and it's definitely up on my YouTube channel. Like if I like, I'll answer your question right now. If anyone should play Shao Kahn, it should be The Rock.
Okay.
Wow.
Really,
They can afford him.
they really can. I mean,
Really? No, they can. They can.
no, the budget for this movie was kind of like slashed, and
No, they're probably gonna up the budget knowing
but
how
they have to now. They have to. So like maybe they can, but I don't know. Like we'll see, because after Black Adam, I mean, he commands a lot of money, so they got to throw all the budget into him if they get him. But like, it would have made sense for the guy who played Reiko to play Shao Kahn. That would have made sense. He's big enough to do it. So I don't know why.
So the budget for Mortal Kombat was $50 million. Okay? The entire budget. Let me see. And I know that Dwayne Johnson is not, they said a few years ago, he's the highest paid actor in Hollywood.
Yeah.
So let's see what Dwayne Johnson gets per movie on average.
Oh, they'll find a way.
They'll find a way.
They'll find a way. If they know that this is gonna make the movie profitable, they'll find a way.
He's worth $20 million.
Yes, he does $20 million a movie.
There we go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they'll find a way.
they have to super up that.
Because they were just the problem is that I think they saw the other Mortal Kombats and they said they didn't. We're looking at this and like I don't know. This was how many years ago? And then they're like, you're really gonna put this out? And now they're gonna go, okay, people watch this in droves.
Because like the first Mortal Kombat, because like the first Mortal Kombat movie was like 20 million. Ironically, Mortal Kombat Annihilation was 30 million. I don't know where that money went because those graphics were atrocious. The green screen by itself was horrible.
Yeah. When was that one made? When was that one made?
Annihilation was made in 97. Or at least that's when it came out.
I was about to say 96. I was close.
It's a decent, good budget for a movie at that time. You know, 30 million is nothing now.
Right.
Yeah.
But like, granted, some of the graphics in the original movie weren't as polished. Like Reptile looked kind of questionable.
Yeah.
But like, it still looked very good. You know. I mean, this looked good too. Don't get me wrong. Like, you know, Sub-Zero's powers look great. You know, the lightning with Raiden was awesome. The soul stealing was good. Like very, 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 you know, accurate to the game and things like that. But the only person who I could see playing Shao Kahn would have to be The Rock. Like I could see him doing that. Joker Silent said Quan Chi. Yeah, Quan Chi can show up. I can see Quan Chi showing up. There's a lot of characters that they can borrow, literally from the game that they can throw into the sequel.
Yeah.
They need to get a better writer. So that's the one thing I definitely want to see. We need better writers for this. We definitely need better writers for this. I'm not gonna fault the director too much because this is actually his first movie. This is like his first directorial debut.
And so far he did what he could, and it was really good.
It was good.
So like, I'm not gonna fault him. I have to fault the writers because they wrote it. So
both the writers and WB, because WB, I'm letting you know now, they had they foot in as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they okayed it.
Yeah. So and I would like for them to at least get some consultation from Ed Boon, the creator of Mortal Kombat. That would make the most sense. But I don't know. Like I said, like this, I gave this movie like a 6.5 out of 10. That's what I gave it. You know, like I don't hate it, but like you said, it's probably a movie that I never really need to sit down and watch from beginning to end again. You know, probably just some of the things, like I guarantee you at some point later on within the next few weeks or so, someone's going to put like Kano highlights from the movie, like some of the best fights and stuff from the movie and things like that. That's pretty much it.
They're already doing it now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, that's definitely going to be a thing. We probably won't get a sequel, or we probably won't know the box office returns until like probably tomorrow.
So far it's 10 million. What theaters open and who and they are open? Who's going?
Yeah.
I don't know how they count. I don't know how they count success by streaming.
Right. Yeah. So.
The streaming thing is going to be the biggest number they're going to hit. It's going to because they have to really just go by how many times it was streamed by user.
Yeah.
So that's really where we're going to see the numbers hit is from the streaming platforms. Because we'll get probably a good accurate number by the end of the month as far as streaming content.
I'll give it maybe another
week.
I'll give a sequel another 2 or 3 years. I'll say that.
Probably a little bit more than that.
Yeah. I'll guarantee you, we'll probably have to wait until after it comes out on Blu-ray and stuff and hopefully with all the stuff that was taken out, a completely unrated extended edition. We'll have to see that, and we'll probably have to go from there. But yeah, give it to the end of the month. We'll see what the box office numbers will look like because this weekend it just dropped. You got to give it next weekend and all that stuff. So
we don't measure movies like we used to anymore.
Exactly.
No.
So
No.
Because right now, by reading it, they were stating that really Mortal Kombat was going against what was it? Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer. That's up on Netflix.
For the number one spot, and right now Mortal Kombat hit the number one spot in theaters.
Demon Slayer is
Demon Slayer, the problem with Demon Slayer, and this is my issue, is that they messed up by not putting it on a streaming service and telling them it's charged. Because if you would have told me to pay $20 to watch it on Amazon, I probably would have watched it, but I'm not going to a theater.
Right.
So that's where they messed up. So, so I don't think they're going to be able to compete at this point with each other. So, and there's a certain market for Demon Slayer. So
yeah.
Now, if it was like Dragon Ball Z when they did with Dragon Ball Z Brawly, that was worth it. Now, I could see that back and forth box off.
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, Demon Slayer is a very, very specific market of people that they have out there. And like I said, the dumbest, in my opinion, they did is just releasing it only in theaters.
Yeah. But
so they're not going to see a return for a while on that.
But there's a lot of people that watched Mortal Kombat. Once it dropped, it was all over my timeline. The amount of people that watched it. Some people watched it more than once. So, I don't know necessarily how many people went to the movie theaters to go see it. So, but it is what it is. It's definitely not one of the best video game movie adaptations out there.
Right. But at least it's better than Part 2.
Oh, yeah. Definitely better than 2.
It's not, I have to say this. Video game adaptations are some of the hardest things to make into movies, bottom line. So I give anybody credit who would even attempts to do them because of the fact that your fan base is going to be extremely critical of you.
Yeah.
So if they're making an Assassin's Creed movie, which I think they were at one point, they're going to have a huge fan base who's going to be very, very, very angry about something.
Yeah.
So, I give them bottom line credit for doing video game adaptations, hand in hand because, look at Lara Croft. There's a lot of people who hate it.
Yeah.
A lot of people who hate those movies. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what goes on. We'll see what, that's all I can say at this point. Just see what happens. See what happens with the next one. Let's see if they get, better writers, better information. Hopefully we can get more backstory.
Yeah.
In this one, because we're going to need it at this point, because you're going to be introducing more characters.
Yeah. Jungle Asylum said that Baraka can show up. Yeah, definitely Baraka. Baraka definitely has to show up.
Yeah. So, but, I don't have to leave you guys because I got to get up early in the morning.
Well, we're getting ready to shut this thing down anyway. I think we talked enough, about this, and that's pretty much it, guys. As far as the Mortal Kombat movie, again, I guess the general consensus is that we don't hate the movie, but it's definitely a movie that we don't necessarily need to watch again. We definitely at least I'll tell you, definitely go watch it and judge it for yourself. Like, don't definitely follow a lot of these people that these pseudo critics that are either completely praising it or completely bashing it. Make your own judgment. Literally, if you've played the games, if you follow the mythos, there's a lot of people that are saying like, if you've never played the game before, you'll like this movie, and if you've played the game before, you're not gonna like it. Like, I found a lot of people who played the games actually enjoyed it to a degree, and the people who've never played the games didn't like it at all. It's a mixed bag. It's a mixed bag, guys. So, but definitely judge it by yourself. The review part of this will be up on our Facebook page. Holy crap. On our YouTube channel later on in the week, and the audio for it will be up on podcast streaming services later on in the week too. You can always come back and check out the live viewing of the movie, or you can just go watch the movie yourself if you want to. You can do that if you got HBO Max. But the review part of this will definitely be up on YouTube as well as Anchor and podcast streaming services. This was fun. This is not our last watch party. Hopefully we'll have it better worked out the next time we do a watch party. Who knows when that's going to be? We don't know. We'll let you know when that next watch party is going to be about. We're going to try to focus on a gameplay or a gaming stream at some point. Try to work that out. As far as I know, none of us have a PS5 yet. And right now, I am really not in a rush to go get one. So, but I think all of us have a PS4. So, so we're good to go.
For life.
At this point, that's the way it's looking right now.
Really, yeah.
I swear,
PS5
until PS6 is out.
Yeah. So, I want to thank all you guys from what's our YouTube. It's in the description box, man. Everything. Our YouTube channel is right in the description box. You can find it right there, or you can just type in Council of the Blerds. That's where we are. All right. I think that's pretty much it. Thank you all of you guys and who joined us on Twitch for our live stream watch party. Thank you guys for coming in. Your conversation was always fun. The dialogue was always great in these things. I want to thank Davion, our guest, for coming in on the live watch party. You can find him on the Shamar Williams Show, which is on podcast streaming services as well. That is his podcast. You definitely know where you can find us on our YouTube channels or Instagrams or in Facebooks and, internets and all this other stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We will catch you guys next week. What were we going to talk about in the next show?
That's a good question.
I come up with stuff on the fly. That's the way I work.
I know one topic we were circling around is how we would survive certain.
Oh yes. Let's hold on to that thought. Let's come up with a scenario.
Yeah, so we'll do that. So look for a post on Instagram about what we're going to be talking about in the next show, and we will catch you guys next Sunday. All right. We are out. You guys have a good night. Peace.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a Geekcast. The Council has spoken. End transmission.